Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Florence. How are you doing today? Welcome into this reading for you. Let's tap in to what's going on. Just take a deep breath, please. Let's tap into what's going on for the spiritual path seekers. What is happening for you? Just a beautiful feeling of peace. Are you feeling that? I hope you are, because it just felt so lovely to me. Magic, knowledge, death, and safe travel. So, some kind of transformation in terms of what you want to do or in terms of what you want to learn. Some of you might be on a timeline right now where you feel compelled to move toward a different type of learning or some kind of discipline that you haven't been pulled to before. And this is something that is really going to transform you. And I also feel like it's going to connect you with people far and wide, from very different walks of life. There can be a sense of wanting to go somewhere to learn more about it, to go to a retreat like I did. That can be the truth for you. That can be something that is showing up for you. Also, I just want to say a word about timelines. It feels a little bit like we're all sort of making choices that are bringing us into this funnel. I just have this image of like this big funnel of us, each one of us making maybe slightly different choices than we normally would. Okay, so on this spiritual path, we're kind of going along in the direction of how we would, I don't know, normally go along. But there's something in your learning, there's something that it comes up in your learning that says, oh, not here, go over there, or something like that. It feels like we're kind of being all moved into some collective timeline right now. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Nine of Pentacles underneath, the King of, sorry, not the King, the Knight of Wands, the Two of Swords, here's the King of Pentacles. I knew you were showing up eventually. The Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. I'm going to take this little Page of Cups too. I just feel like this might be a little bit of a different story or different timeline. Some of you may have been drawn to a person or drawn to an experience with a person that now you're moving away from. You've actively made some kind of choice, even though you might be a little confused as to why you did it. It's like, no, now I know, I see the future, I see where I'm going. It's a different timeline than where I was. Some of you making a different choice about your work than you normally would. This all feels a little bit in service to something larger, to something collective. I've been doing a lot of work lately around Pluto, and Pluto is a generational planet, right? I keep saying that word. I don't know if you know what I mean. Some of you do, some of you don't. Pluto moves so slowly that it's like it'll take like 12 to 25 or 24 years to get through a sign. You know, we just had that 15-year cycle of Pluto moving into Capricorn in 2008. And then out of Capricorn this year, it's wobbling back. It went into Aquarius, then it's wobbling back into Capricorn, September, October, November. Then it's going back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. And when you have a 20-year span, when a planet's in a cycle, it's in a sign. And that means that if you're born around the time I was born in 1965, you have Pluto in Virgo. So we are the Pluto and Virgo generation, and early Gen Xers, early Gen X, like the beginning of the Gen X in Virgo. Pluto in Libra is the late Gen Xers and a little bit of millennials. And then the millennials are in Scorpio, and Pluto in Scorpio, and Gen Z is Pluto in Sagittarius. And so that's what I mean by generational. Boomers are largely Pluto in Leo. Okay. And when we talk about the signs, I've said this a lot in my astrology classes, that the signs that are right next to each other kind of hate each other, kind of don't understand each other. Let's use that word. Don't understand each other. And so what happens is, over the course of time, there's a what develops is kind of a grudging respect. So the early Gen Xers right next to boomers. Boomers don't understand Gen Xers. Gen Xers don't understand boomers. Largely, I'm making huge generalizations, because this is not about an individual. It's about a collective of people. And so Gen X looks at boomers and like, oh, you guys are like not technology and we don't understand that. And Gen X is really the first generation that really was embracing massive shifts in our culture and our way of doing things with technology. And, boomers are more about industry and doing, being powerful in the world and doing all of that. And so Gen X is looking at boomers and being like, oh, God, really? And then boomers are looking at Gen X and going, you guys have no soul, right? Like there's just there's just that. But what develops is kind of a grudging respect. And they look at each other, and Gen X looks at boomers and go, yeah, you guys really, you know how to lead. You know how to do that. And, I want to do that. So Gen X can learn from boomers, and boomers looks at Gen X and says, hey, you're embracing the future. That's good. That's what needs to happen. We are on a timeline of moving forward. So there's something really, the reason I'm saying that to you is, if this feels like, from a personal standpoint, something you wanted to go toward, you now may be confused as to why you're going in a different direction. And this can be a generational shift. So we could have this generational kind of like, well, we thought we were going in kind of this direction, but we're really not. We're making a different choice. We're making a different choice. So I will clarify that a little bit more. I'll go deeper into that. Six of Pentacles, Tower, Three of Cups, Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, the Sun, Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Wands. So I really want to finish this thought before I go deeper into this reading. So let me clarify a little bit about this shift in choice. Okay, because look at this. So the Nine of Pentacles is about our ability to maintain our groundedness, our self-confidence. And the Knight of Wands is like, hey, let's just go have fun. Let's just do something that's really fun. And that is attractive. That feels like joy, expansion, all of that. And then there's this sense of like, no, it's not practical. No, I can't do this. No, I can't go into this relationship. It's not practical. It's not real. There can be a fantasy element to this, that you might be going toward, or you might have gone toward a relationship that was pure fantasy or sexual attraction or something like that. And then being like, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. And I'm going to stay in my King of Pentacles. But there's something that keeps drawing you. Seven of Cups, it's like it keeps attracting you. It's almost like, ooh, come over here. Look at all these cool things. Queen of Swords says, I need to get clear on this. Why do I want this person, or why do I want this experience, even though it runs antithetical to what I'm creating in my life? Why do I want to blow up my life for this experience? And there's something here about getting clear about that and maybe seeing it for what it really is. So, Page of Cups is lighthearted and fun. Knight of Wands is lighthearted and fun. And so there's something about, okay, this is not the most lighthearted and fun energy. So we don't need to blow up our lives. Maybe we just need to add more fun. Okay, maybe we just need to, right? So there's something here about getting clear on that. Some of you may be seeing yourself as stuck in a situation that's too practical, that isn't bringing you any joy. So you're going to need to bring in joy. And how does that work? You're manifesting joy. So some of you may be diving deeper into some kind of knowledge that you want to develop in your life, and it requires some kind of travel. This is very much travel orientation, and you're going to go toward that, but you're going to be aware of your choices. You're going to be super aware of your choices. And I do believe generationally, there's some kind of moving us into a timeline right now. It doesn't override your free will, but what happens is there's going to be a series of, and you may have already experienced this or whatever, but there's going to be a series of choices that may not make sense to you. And it's almost like you have been doing the hard work of helping people, of being in that place, and then there's something here that blows it up. Tower energy of like burnout. Okay, that can be a burnout kind of thing. And then I'm going to step into my joy. I'm going to step and hang with my peeps. I'm going to, feel the energy of friendship and love and all of that. There's something here also about love partnerships. So I'm very much a broad kind of reading. This is either a generational reading or for this particular group of people on the spiritual path, those watching my readings, coming to my channel, or our readings. And there can be this sense of like, it's devoid of any, not industry, because it definitely has industry to it, but it's devoid of any passion. All right, the relationship, and that really maybe didn't bother you so much until right now, until these choices are being offered to you. And so you want to go toward the sun, you want to go towards fun. We're in Cancer time right now. We're going to be going towards Leo, which is very much about fun and joy. And we're going to be like offloading anything that is, and we probably did, some of you did this in the Capricorn full moon. We're offloading anything that is too much work, that doesn't bring any joy or doesn't, like it might be helping people, but also you can't afford to run aground in your energy. You cannot afford to completely drain yourself. Okay. And then there's this relationships that are super draining. Those need to go. And then there's the Six of Wands of victory. So you see, it's like Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups, like nothing wrong with that. But then there's this Tower and this Five of Pentacles and this Ten of Wands, Three of Swords. So there's some kind of moment here that is a death moment, that is a shift, that is like, if I'm going to be able to sustain this, it's going to need to have an element of fun and joy and lightheartedness. That is the thing that is going to feed you. If you're in a place where you feel drained and you're resonating with this reading, that's what needs to be injected into your life, more joy. So you might feel yourself drawn toward a person who brings you joy. Whether or not that relationship is really for you, it's almost like that's not what's happening. We're being herded into a place where we're needing to balance our lives, really needing to balance our lives in a much more conscious way, okay? And like it can't all work and no play, all work and no play. That can't be. So talk to me more about this Tower. Three of Pentacles, a new structure being built. Yep, a new structure. There's the Fool. Something more fluid, okay? Four of Pentacles. Hold back on telling people about this. Nine of Swords. Some of you may be really wrestling with this. Really wrestling with something you may have built that gets blown up in the Tower, whether it's a relationship or it's a business or a career path or your health or something like that, that you've taken great pains. But it's almost been about the other. Six of Pentacles. It's almost been about the other. And that's why this is being blown up, because it needs to be about you, the Fool. It can't be about, you can't be building your life around an other anymore. You can co-create with someone and build a life, but you absolutely cannot abdicate your own sovereignty anymore. Okay? Five of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Hanged Man. Six of Swords. So some of you are in a situation where this is making sense for you independently of another person. This is really just about you saying, okay, I can't look externally for my happiness. I have to look internally. Everybody else around you is kind of doing the same thing. Generational. Generational shift. Generational shift. All right. I'm going to continue on with this reading. I will pull a card or two for each zodiac sign to give you more depth of information about this. Let's just see where we go. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. Pathfinders, let's keep going.